Title: After 15 years of marriage, my wife's lawyer served me papers at work. She gets everything, including full custody, he gloated. Your children don't even want your name anymore. I smiled and handed him a sealed envelope. Start. The office smelled like burnt coffee and paper. My inbox blinked red, but I didn't care. I was watching him, the lawyer, leaning back in the chair, a smirk plastered across his face. She gets everything, including full custody, he said, as if reading the last page of my life aloud. Your children don't even want your name anymore. I smiled, calm, calculated. I handed him a sealed envelope, my fingers brushing his smug hand. Deliver this to your client, I said, my voice measured. By evening, my phone exploded. Her mother's voice, trembling and desperate. How could you know our 15-year-old secret? I closed my eyes, tasting the moment. The long, slow burn of anticipation finally ripening into something exquisite. 15 years. 15 years I'd believed in her, in us, in the laughter that filled the kitchen at midnight, in the shared whispers that painted our children's names across every corner of the house. She was my anchor, or so I thought. There were cracks, small, almost laughable at the time. Forgotten anniversaries blamed on work, unreturned calls, her eyes slipping from mine at the mention of our future. I ignored them. I wanted to ignore them. Then came the confession I didn't see coming. Not directly. It came in pieces. A name here, a number there, a hurried text erased just before my eyes. Suspicion slithered into my chest. I felt it, clawing, urging me to look deeper. I watched. I listened. I documented. Her smiles for someone else, the secret bank account, the clandestine meetings, evidence stacked like the cold bricks of a building, and I built my fortress within it. It took months, quiet months, masked by routine. I didn't confront her. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I waited. Patience became my weapon. Every move I made was surgical. I traced every transfer, saved every email, recorded every casual slip of her tongue. I hired an investigator, without her knowing, and quietly learned of a truth that shattered me. Not just betrayal, but a deliberate, calculated dismantling of our family from within. It wasn't just infidelity. It was manipulation, planned over years. She had her own endgame, and I was supposed to be the fool, blindsided and bankrupt, left with nothing but hollow memories. I let her lawyer believe he held the upper hand. Every meeting, every document served at my desk, I smiled. Inside, I was orchestrating a symphony of ruin that would echo louder than any scream she could throw at me. The execution began with precision. I transferred hidden assets to accounts she didn't know existed. I secured legal loopholes, contracts, and testimonies. Every step anticipated her moves. Every move countered hers. By the time the papers hit my desk, I had already won battles she didn't know existed. The envelope I handed the lawyer contained everything. Proof of her schemes, her hidden wealth, her lies. And a letter, cold, unflinching, narrated from a place she would never comprehend. Your game ends today. The truth is out, and your carefully curated life is about to unravel. By evening, the fallout began. Her mother called, voice ragged and panicked, the woman who once smiled at me as if I were her own. How could you know? I let the silence stretch, letting her imagine the breadth of what I held. Then I spoke. I didn't need to guess. I waited. The confrontation was private, devastating in its precision. She arrived at the house, lawyer in tow, thinking she was about to cement victory. I met her at the door. Her smile faltered when she saw me calm, composed, eyes sharper than any blade she could wield. I handed her the folder. No words, just a glance, heavy with everything she never saw coming. Inside, every transaction, every secret, every manipulation laid bare. The children's records, the hidden accounts, the contracts. The world she had built on lies came crashing down in silence. Her lawyer sputtered, she screamed. I listened, calm, controlled. There was no satisfaction in noise. Satisfaction came in watching her fall apart where it mattered most. In truth, stripped of the mask she wore for 15 years. By the next morning, the calls came. Friends, family, colleagues, all questioning, all horrified. Her empire of deceit crumbled while mine remained untouched, shielded by foresight and patience. The children came to me last, eyes wide, unsure, hesitant. I didn't demand love, I offered clarity. The truth is heavy, but it's lighter than lies. They looked at her differently. They looked at me differently. And in that look, I felt victory. Not cruel, not vindictive, but complete. Now I sit in my office again. The coffee is cold. The papers are quiet. Silence stretches across a room that used to echo with betrayal. My phone vibrates occasionally, a reminder of the chaos I unleashed. And yet, peace. I think of her, scrambling, exposed, grasping for control that no longer exists. I think of the lawyer, who once gloated, now tasting the bitter weight of my patience. I smile again, calm, calculated, powerful. Some secrets aren't discovered, they're earned. And some revenge isn't about noise, screams, or theatrics. It's about precision, timing, watching the world tilt exactly as you intended while everyone else panics. I close my eyes and finally breathe. 15 years of deceit, 15 years of pretending, 15 years of betrayal, unraveled with a single, quiet gesture. Justice isn't sweet. Justice is silent. And it's mine.